Hi, friends. This is Lee from Agape Studios. I want to talk about a few things that might pique your interest, and I'm going to list them right now. And the first thing, or some of the things that I want to talk about here, the return of the Christ. What is the meaning of this? Is it happening right now? The seven seals of Revelation. What is the meaning behind it? What are they? How can they be accessed? And where are they? The 144,000. What is this? 666. Ooh, scary, right? Mm. I want to revisit that and maybe shed a little light on the true meaning of what this number is and how it's been twisted to suit an agenda to keep us in fear of what the true meaning of it is. Unconditional love, what the heck is that, right? So let's talk about that. What is it? Um, Religion, politics, corporations, big pharma, media, educational system, the medical system, the banking system. I want to talk about all of this right now. Governments, politics, and religion. So there's a lot in here that I want to cover. So I'm just going to try to go through each one and just share my perspective on what these things are. And I'm only going from my experience, from what and maybe I'll share with you what how I challenge my belief systems coming from religion, and how my mind was obscure from the truth of what these things really were, and what is evil, you know. So let's talk about all that. This is all kind of incorporated into this whole thing. So I also pulled a tarot card um, for the collective to show us, and I asked guidance from spirit from to uh, ask where we are right now, and is it possible to make great changes in our outer experience. And I know in my heart that it is possible, because I don't think of anything as impossible. I think of I'm possible, and so are you. And I'm here to remind you also, not along with who you are, that you are magnificent, you are beautiful, you are powerful. If you knew the power of the technology that you have within yourself, within the human body, your life would change. And this is what certain entities, as I listed, do not want you to know about yourself. But I want to remind you of the power that you have within yourself. And as I said, I speak from experience, because this is the power that I found within myself. And once you know, you cannot unknow. And to go back to a lower vibrational frequency into suffering, and discomfort and dis-ease, um, you'll be able to recognize it right away. And it starts in the mind, friends. And you'll be able to become aware of it and be able to change that within yourself, because we were not put here on this earth to suffer. And so I'm here to remind you how magnificent you are. And if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm magnificent, I'm beautiful, I'm abundant, I am enough, I am all that is, and you don't feel those things in your heart, um, then that's a great place to examine why isn't that true for you. Because in my opinion, we are all perfect. We operate perfectly well. And I'm going to talk about what I mean about that, how perfect you actually are, and how your outer experience is exactly what you create. And your outer experience is created by your belief systems and your inner state of being. So I want to talk about all of that. And that takes us to the seven seals of Revelation. So if anybody's been following along, you check out my art at Agape Studios. I build a piece. One of my pieces of art is called the Seven Seals of Revelation, and it is my artistic representation of the human experience. And I'm going to talk about what I mean by that. I have one on the you can see behind me here. I'm This is my underground lair that I call the Cave of Brahma. It's underneath my stairs, friends. I make this beautiful art in small spaces. It doesn't take much to keep me happy, and I like to make things like that work. So you can see behind me the crown piece, Sahasrara. So I want to talk about these seven seals of Revelation. First off, as I mentioned, what are they? How can they be accessed? And where are they? So if you're like me and you've come out of religion or a high control organization, or you're still in religion and your faith is strong in that, I just have a few questions for you. And if you can find it within yourself to have an open heart and an open mind, and if any of these topics piqued your interest, because these things were shrouded in mystery for me, and what I was taught to believe what the meaning of now is quite twisted. So I want to talk about that a little bit, and maybe it might resonate with you. So the Book of Revelation. Wow, what a crazy book! If you come from religion, you understand the Bible or don't understand the Bible, but read the Bible, or have a belief system formed around it. So these seals of revelation, that is what their interpretation of it was in that culture. Um, but so what they are is the seven seals of revelation. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. Is the chakra system. Where are they? Within the human body. Okay. So that's where they are. That's what the seven seals of Revelation are, because within each of these chakras within your human uh, body is a technology that can be accessed and explored when you go within. And it's all about examining your thought process, the vibrational frequency. Everything is a vibration. I'm going to talk about what that means and how we shine through our chakras. So everything is vibration. If you think of everything that you see as a vibration, and so yeah, um, this is what they are, your chakra system. So how can you access these? These can be accessed when you go within, and it can be accessed with meditation, breath work. And if you say I can't meditate, it's too hard for me, well, I'm gonna just maybe encourage you to redefine and challenge your belief systems on that. Because what I found in my experience is I could do this in 3 minutes or less, to come into brain heart coherence and stop the chatter in my mind. That's what meditation is. So I ask you, do you have the power within yourself to quiet your mind, or do you allow the chatter to overrun your nervous system? Our need for too much cortisol and adrenaline. This causes disease in the body, dis-ease, and it comes out in many forms in each and every one of us. So meditation, you can, when you quiet the mind, you allow the pineal gland to do what it was meant to do, actually, was to receive, not to think so much, because all that thinking and chatter severs your connection to your higher mind, which you are a reflection of. So, how can you access these? Meditation, friends, and bringing your vibrational frequency, to a place where you're not in survival mode anymore, and where you can step out of being a victim of the circumstance, and see that it's not the circumstance that matters, it's your state of being that matters. Your state of being is what um, you see outwardly expressed in the mirror of consciousness. When you open your eyes, it's a mirror um, that's reflected back to you. And that's the technology of the body. It's the nature of this physical dimension is a holographic experience. Earth School is a holographic experience that us souls incarnate into and animate these vessels, these bodies, um, and express them outwardly into a physical existence. But it is holographic. It's the experience that's real. But as if you look at the principles, Hermetic principles, the first one is the universe is mind. And that's exactly what we're experiencing when we open our eyes. We are in a dream state of our higher mind in a denser, a more dense form of yourself. So the higher aspect of yourself exists eternally in a higher dimension. And so that's what is reflected into this holographic experience through your chakras, the lenses in which your soul infuses its story for the lessons that it wants to learn. And so this is what we chose. So your higher mind is the light, at the end of the tunnel. It's a fractal of divine source energy that is eternal and animates your body. So when you come into the physical experience, you enter in through the portal into the physical dimension, the Vesica Pisces, the womb of the female, and your portal to this physical dimension is through your root chakra, your Muladhara. And so, and then we have different aspects of ourself and different layers of consciousness that are represented by this chakra system or the seven seals of revelation. And when you allow your mind to explore those things with in meditation without the external, we that's when you can step away from the external experience, and you have the power to, you are an interdimensional being, which means you exist in multi dimensions. And yes, we have access to that. This is your corporeal form here on earth is a dense form of your higher mind. So um these seven seals of revelation, when you these um you can also move your energy and open these within yourself. Breath work helps, as well as you can raise your kundalini energy. And it's very important to explore your bottom chakras, especially the sacral and the solar plexus, because this is where we have the awareness of the third dimension, where we're stuck behind the veil, um, and of the veil of forgetfulness. We're stuck in a dimensional consciousness of that this is real and we're not eternal souls. So we hold all of those traumas, anything that we anchor our emotional state of being to from experiences that we've experienced when we fall into victim mentality. And instead of seeing that these things happen for us and there's great miracles and blessing within every moment, if you're looking in the right direction without judgment. And that's what you can do in your chakra systems, is transcend judgment. That is the technology that we are here to do, friends, is to transmute consciousness, to alchemize lower vibrational thought processes and emotional states of being, and alchemize that in your body as you heal and release those things that no longer serve you, such as guilt, shame, suffering, pain. These are all self induced, friends. This is all created in each individual mind, outwardly expressed in the reflection of consciousness that you see. And so um, it's time that we take responsibility for that. We created everything that we see and experience in our outer experience. And when we understand that each and every one of us is part of the whole system, even the light and the dark, because without each, this is our job to balance within ourselves, and we do that through our chakra system and the knowledge of what each one does for you. And when we release when we understand that we no longer have to suffer anymore, it's a choice, and we can release our emotional baggage and anything that we're holding on to energetically that keeps us in a state of depression or a state of anxiety. The past and the future do not they all exist at the same time, but neither exist in the present moment. It's only in your mind and your body that we hold those things when we attach ourselves to the emotional states of being that comes with how we perceive what happened in our experience. Did it happen to you or did it happen for you? Yes, we chose it. So the question now remains is, why did I choose this? Not why did this happen to me? What was it that I had to see in that? And when you actually ask yourself those questions, it's amazing the answers that come back to you, and the healing that comes with it when we allow ourselves to step into mind heart coherence and operate from the heart, where there's actually that's when you pass the veil of the third dimension into fourth density being in your heart space, when you're alchemizing, when you're actually releasing those lower vibrational emotional states and mental states of being. You're alchemizing in your heart that like lead heavy frequency, that heavy emotional state of being that no longer serves us. So you alchemize that energy through your heart when you see that it happened for you, everything. And that begins the alchemy process in the heart when you no longer have space in your being to judge what happened to you, but then recognizing that everybody else in your story is part of the story of humanity, and each and every one of us are empowered beings, and we chose to incarnate in each other's stories to bring those circumstances to us so that we could um, learn not to judge it, so that we could learn to fall in love with life actually and see the beauty and intricacy of this physical dimension and what it is meant for us to discover. And it all starts within ourselves, friends, in our minds. And so, how does these seven seals, when you explore them, correlate to the 144,000? Let's step into that, as the seven seals of Revelation are directly related to the 144,000. Now, in my belief system, um, before, coming out of religion, and I'm going to just kind of touch on this here and there to see if it resonates with you. The seven seals of Revelation, it was just like, what the, like, even with explanations of certain individuals of what these things were, it was still super confusing. The blind leading the blind. So, and then the 144,000, I used to believe that the 144,000, this is what in my former faith taught, is that it was only a certain amount of individuals that claimed to be one of the 144,000 who, in the end of days in Armageddon, would be raptured, and so that they would be able to go up with into heaven with God and Jesus and destroy every wicked person that was not did not believe the same thing that we did. And so that was my belief system. I thought everybody that didn't believe the same as me was as good as dead, and I was groomed to be okay with that, as that day of Armageddon and judgment was to come at any given day. We were to be prepared for it at all at once. So that's what the 144,000. It was just members of this religious organization um, that we're led to believe, friends, that my God is better than your God. And I'm going to ask you if that resonates with your heart as we dive also into unconditional love. So I want to leave that there. Now, remember, I said that everything is frequency. Our dimensionally limited avatars, the human body, can only see a certain light spectrum, which is also frequency, which is also information. And so anything outside of that spectrum of light, which there are many life forms that live and occupy this space, in a higher frequency, and we cannot perceive those things if we're not of the resonance of it. So it's up to us to raise our vibrations, and we do that by releasing the toxic inner states of being that hold us, hold us in that blah, that depression and anxiety. So that's a frequency. Your state of being is a frequency. So anything vibrating at a higher frequency, like our galactic family, extraterrestrials, these beings, uh, you know, we can't necessarily perceive them, but when we open up our chakras and open up our third eye, the pineal gland, and receive this information, we then use our natural abilities of telepathy. Yes, you are telepathic, and everybody else can anybody can access this. This is your natural state of being. You can access these other dimensions with astral travel. You can place your consciousness and receive um, communication from these other civilizations that are here at this particular time to watch what we are about to go through, which is the change of an age from the Piscean age of duality to the Aquarian age of harmony. So the 144,000, what is it? It is a frequency and can be tuned into through your chakras, your pineal gland when it opens. So how do we get 144,000? Okay, so this is directly related to the seven seals of revelation, your chakra system within the human body, your energy centers. So the seven seals of revelation, let's talk about how that is directly related to 144,000. So in each chakra system, there are petals, I guess you could say. If you can picture this now, if you want to close your eyes and breathe through this one and just picture as I go up the chakra system to kind of picture what it is with colors, with visuals. So if you picture, a beautiful mandala. So let's start with the root chakra. If everybody's familiar with this, and the Sanskrit name for this is Muladhara. And so if you can picture a red um, plasma ball of light that your soul, your sun, shines through and projects you into this physical experience, there are higher and lower aspects of each of these things. Your Muladhara, your root, is your portal through into the physical dimension, into matter. The experience of the physical, which is actually there's no such thing as matter. There's no such thing as physicality. If you can wrap your mind around that, that you are a holographic expression. So this is your portal. It has four petals, like a flower. If you can picture this beautiful ball of red energy, as with four petals on it. Now, as we move up into your sacral, just below your belly button, the root, of course, is at your tailbone. And you picture your spinal column, the shushumna, as the center, the middle way, and this is how we can balance the two energies that lay within us, dormant within us, the masculine and feminine divine energies that well up in your pelvic, the bowl of your pelvis. That's like those two serpents coiled that are ready to rise, and that's your Kundalini energy. That's your technology within the human body. So your Svadhisthana, this has this. If you can picture a orange, glowing energy center, an engine within your body, just below your belly button in your sacral area. This is representative of creation. It's surrounded by your sexual organs, and um, this is where we hold on and anchor into uh, this is where we hold our baggage, our traumas from not only this life, but other lives that your soul has experienced and expressed itself in as well. So these continue in your story as you incarnate back into this experience. You're still needing to transmute that energy and release those things. So sometimes, if you don't know why you feel the way that you feel, it's a good idea to explore who were you before you were you right now, in past experiences. So yes, that is possible to access because you are a multidimensional being, and through the pineal gland, you have ability to access those experiences, because they are so much a part of you. They're not separate from you. So also in representing creativity, this when you start to express yourself in your creative abilities, when you step into your passions and act on your excitements, and when you release the emotional baggage that doesn't serve you, because it's only an experience, it's how you perceive what actually happened. Then you can start to raise that kundalini energy when you start to release, and you do this through breath work as well. And so this has 6 petals, nice orange glowing ball. So we're releasing baggage now. We're letting all that shit go that doesn't serve you anymore. Emotional inner states of being, because remember, when you open your eyes, that's the mirror of consciousness, um, that gets reflected from your personal inner state of being. So now we were moving up to the solar plexus, and everybody knows where that is. Solar plexus, that's your sun. That's where we store anger as well, confusion, hatred, all these lower frequencies, that keep us veiled to the truth of who we are. And it just keeps our mind mentally into the physical dimension, that we have forgotten that isn't real. As you are an eternal being, have a soul having a human experience, right? So when we start to remember and release those things, and as we understand that, everybody that's incarnated here that has ever hurt you was a brave soul that you chose to experience those things with, so that you could transmute that energy through your body now. In this moment, it's what you do with it, it's how you heal from it. When you release those things, you heal. You're lighter. Your light body, your body gets lighter, right? Because um so if you can picture Manipura, your solar plexus, the third dimension, your third of awareness now. This has 10 petals. This is a nice yellow. This is your sun. And this is the mindset too of our experience here on Earth School, is we came here as souls to experience duality, because it's the power within the human body that has the ability to transmute and alchemize that consciousness, right? And so once we transcend duality, when we no longer judge what we're perceiving, but we understand that we created everything in our outer experience, not only individually, but collectively. And when we are led to believe or feel that we're in a state of fear, when we're always in survival mode, we're in the reptilian part of our brain. And as you grow in awareness, understanding that, wait, there's more to me, and this is what certain individuals in power and all of these entities that I mentioned, that we're going to talk about a little bit, don't want you to know. They do not want you to know the power that you have, and they do not want you to know that you are an eternal being. Because once we know this, friends, once you know this in your heart, they know that you will no longer need them. We will no longer be a slave to fear. We will no longer be a slave to sickness, because, friends, it all is in the mind. Okay. So when we transcend that judgment of what's actually happening, and we heal within our own personal body, this is the key, friends. This is the power that you have to change the world, because when you heal Earth as well. She, Mother Gaia, responds to us, right? And so this is when we're moving up into the heart space, where there actually is no judgment. We're tipping the scales between judgment and love, right? We're understanding what love is now, as we accept one another without judgment, understanding that we're each souls incarnated here as, you in your personal experience are the director, the writer, the actor, the maker of your personal story that shines through your chakras into this physical dimension. And so is everybody else. So things that trigger you, people that piss you off, circumstances that arise, these are souls, brave souls that incarnated here, that you agreed with to come and bring those circumstances and those situations that piss you off, because these trigger moments is what your soul is trying to show you within yourself. So if you're pissed off or you hate somebody else or whatever, if you find yourself feeling that way, it's spirit trying to show you what you need to alchemize and look at within yourself, because it's parts of yourself that spirit is trying to show you in the mirror of consciousness in your external experience, what you need to see within yourself so that you can heal that and not judge it anymore, and it will stop showing up for you. This is what spirit is trying to show you. So in the heart, we can alchemize this. We can create and transcend the judgment of our outer experience. And what this does is this starts the alchemy process of that lower dimensional thought frequency, and it starts to turn it and alchemize it into a brighter, more harmonic energy that serves us as we act out in with and express ourselves in our higher aspects, our higher light, and as we become better, strive to become better versions of ourselves every day. And so anahata is a Sanskrit name for the heart. And this has 12 petals. If you can picture a beautiful green, glowing plasma energy center, an engine within your body in your heart center where your spirit awaits as you work yourself through your pain and realize that it's there for you, to transcend this. This has 12 petals, beautiful, beautiful 12 petals. And each petal has a different aspect of yourself when you explore it, as you come to realize that, holy smokes, I'm an eternal being having a human experience. Pretty freaking cool, right? You know, so now as we go up, we're coming into the throat, the Vishuddha, and this has 16 petals. So if you can picture a nice, beautiful blue, like sapphire, lapis lazuli color in your throat area, and it has 16 petals, where we start to speak our truth of who we are, in this physical experience as we awaken to our soul self, our higher aspects of ourself. And actually, as you raise your vibration, as we're going up, your kundalini energy is weaving through as you release all these lower vibrational frequencies. And this, as we go into the next one, your third eye, we're going to talk about that a little bit and what that means in your physical biological body. And this is your access to spirit, to your higher self, to your spirit guides, to other dimensional frequencies of existence that you can't see with your limited avatar, with your spectrum of light, but you can perceive it, you can tune into it. And so we're going to go next up to the sixth chakra, your third eye. This is the alpha, the omega. That is you. This is, the X marks the spot here. Um, this is your pineal gland, friends. And when that Kundalini energy interweaves through your chakra as you're releasing all those emotional states of being that no longer serve you, it comes up, those two serpents, and this sacred oil that wells up in your pelvic bowl is the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the cerebral fluid that you can draw up like a straw up your shushumna, up your spinal column, interweaving through your energetic centers, comes up like two serpents coiled above your pineal gland. You see the pictures, and this secretes those two oils that lubricates and electrifies your pineal gland, that then opens up like a pine cone, acting like a receiver, because that's what it is. It was meant to receive from your higher mind, and we can access that. You're like a television station, a radio station. You, as a human being, your DNA is fractal antenna. So you have the ability to pick up other frequencies when you allow your pineal gland to open through meditation, through quieting the mind. And so this oil lubricates it. You are now tuning into higher dimensional frequencies that you are able to access, and you can project your consciousness into these other dimensional frequencies that exist outside of Earth School, that exist all around us. It's all in the same place at the same time, if that makes sense. So this is your pineal gland, ajna, and you'll notice in most pictures there's two petals with two Sanskrit symbols, but within each of these petals there are 48 in each, so which adds up to 96. Okay, so when we add up 1 through 6, so you got 4, 6, 10, 12, 16, and 96. This adds up to 144. And then when you get to your crown chakra, this is your portal. When you can quiet your mind enough, is it that hard of a job? Do you have the power to quiet your mind? It's a practice, but it's possible. This is your portal and to your spirit connection, to your higher mind. This is said to be in Eastern cultures. When it opens up, it is like a 1,000 petal lotus. Okay, and so when this happens, as your kundalini rises, you now are in awareness that you are eternal, and this is just an experience that we are here collectively experiencing on Earth. That 144 aspects of yourself is amplified 1,000 times. This now gives you 144,000. When you take those 144 times by 1,000 equals 144,000. This is a frequency, friends. This is not an amount of people from your religious organization. This is a frequency that you can tune into, and what it is called is unity consciousness, because each and every one of us is a fractal of divine energy expressing itself in countless ways. And so we are all the same energy. Everything around us in this physical dimension is of the same consciousness of energy that we souls create the physical world from the quantum realm, the quantum dimension. You have access to this. And so that is unity consciousness. When we step out of judgment from one another, we start accepting one another and supporting one another in this acceptance of diversity, and see the beauty that each and every person has within themselves. We might not at first agree with everybody because everybody's different. Okay, so but if you expect people to respect your choices, wouldn't you want to reciprocate that? Because in my experience and from religion, if somebody talks about something that you're not taught is the truth, then you shut down, and their point perspective in this human experience is not valid to you. So every point of view, every angle is your unique perspective is valid. Okay, we need to start accepting each other for the differences and see the beauty in it. Then we can change the world. When we start doing that, we're not judging one another, we're in support of one another. This is the age of Aquarius that we're stepping into. If you notice the symbol of Aquarius, two lines under that are the same, it represents a harmonic frequency. If you think of the heart monitor, it's a consistent frequency that we can tune into each individually and then collectively when we stop judging one another. And so then we create outwardly a different experience that we'll start to see when we change our inner state of being. Everything that you see happening on the world stage right now is a reflection of our consciousness and where we are. So is it chaotic? Yes, because we're starting to challenge our belief systems that do we have to live like this? And we're going to get into that when we talk about governments, and I have questions. So this is, I hope if this resonates with you, tell me about it. What do you think about this? 144,000. It's a frequency that you can tune into, that judgment doesn't exist, but unconditional love does, right? Christ consciousness. That's what the 144,000 is. It's available within each and every one of us. And that takes me to the return of the Christ. Okay, this is, telling we're moving along here. So the return of the Christ. Wow, that's a big thing. Is it here? Um, what is the meaning of it? Holy smokes! So yes, it's here, friends, and I'm going to say this out loud. If you're not feeling it, if you're not seeing it, if you're not living it, if you're not knowing it, then you might be looking in the wrong direction. And this is where I encourage you to challenge your belief systems, um, with people that are encouraging you to look externally from yourself for your Savior. It is you who is your Savior. You are the Christ. And when you allow your connection to Spirit to flow up your Shushumna, representing your spiritual plane, the cross, we're going to go there with religion, and then the horizontal cross that comes in meeting at your pineal gland, this represents the earthly plane. And in that, um, that cross, um, that has been twisted and used in a way that deceives us from the truth of who we are. But that's what it represents, is the spiritual plane and the earthly plane. And you have access to that spiritual plane. And this is also what they don't want to know, what religion has hidden from us. So you have the ability to bring heaven to earth, through your physical body, as you change your inner state of being and lighten up and put on your light body, activate your Merkaba in your heart, your chariot. And that came up in, I'm going to talk about that later. But so the return of the Christ, yeah, it's you, friends. It's the 144,000 hertz frequency of unity Christ consciousness that you can tune to when you personally allow yourself to release what doesn't serve you, which is division. This is what we came here to transmute in Earth School, is to transmute duality, to find the middle way. And this is the power that you have, friends. So it's not a person that is coming to save you, because what is this person going to save you from? How you feel about, what you perceived in this world, your belief systems. That's up to you, friends, not somebody else. Nobody else is coming outside of yourselves. Your power is within. And that's what was said to us. Where will you find the kingdom of heaven? Within. You will do greater things than I. Okay, and this is the time that we're in right now, is the return of the Christ, and it's within each and every one of us. It is not a person. This is all you, friends. You are the Christ when you recognize that we are all empowered eternal beings having a human experience, and everything that we perceive as evil is actually part of the whole. When you look at the yin yang, you see the dual nature of it, but it's all encompassed in the one. And it's so that the one source energy, God, whatever you want to call it, can get to know itself through our individual perspectives, our angles, our angles of perspective, angles of light, reflections, angels of light. Okay, that's you. Angels of light, angles, of perspectives. You're a fractal of that divine source energy. We are all the same energy expressing itself in multiple ways for the one source consciousness to get to know itself, because we are the eyes of the one. As an eye cannot see itself without the aid of a mirror, that is us, friends. And when we come to recognize this collectively, we can transcend this in a big way and change our outer experience, the world that we see today. That is a choice that we have to make right now, and recognize that and accept that it was us that created the evil that we see, but that darkness was necessary for us to be able to transcend it, as what we are seeing in our outer experience now is exactly what we need to experience to see within ourselves, to recognize that yes, there is darkness within each and every one of us, and that's okay, friends. That is okay. But it's up to us how we choose to wield this power. Will we choose to continue to destroy one another, where we're led to believe that that's the only option, is to kill one another? Is this acceptable to you? Is this what you are going to um, continue to support in this outer experience? Are we going to continue to support people that find it okay to kill people? I don't care who you are and what side you're on. But let's talk about sides. Is, like, everything is encompassed in the one. When we pick and choose sides, we are then divided. This is up to you to come to a neutral position and see that it's us that's allowing this to happen. So this is the return of the Christ. This is a savior. It's up to us to see within each and every one of us. We are the saviors of us. We are the saviors of this earth. Okay? You are the Christ. You are a reflection of the higher mind of God, of source energy, whatever it is that you want to call it. Okay? Energy, you know? So let's talk about 666. I want to shed a little my perspective on what I feel now. Anybody coming into from religion or even in mainstream culture, this number is terrifying to people, and everybody thinks it's evil. Now, when you look at the reflection, everything is a reflection. What's the reflection of evil? Backwards is live, right? And so, what does 666 refer to? Now, this, and I'm going to go deep here. Let me know what you think. 666. This is in reference to the structure and nature of this physical dimension. You and everything in the universe. This is the structure of the universe. So what does this mean? Six, this refers to, if you think of the table, or I don't know if I want to say the table of elements, but yes. So six, it takes six neutrons, six electrons, and six protons. When you put these things together, what do you get? Carbon matter. And that is the DNA that we have, is carbon-based DNA, with your 23 pair of chromosome. And I want to talk about that after too, because there might be a little bit more. Your 24th pair of chromosomes. What does that mean? Hold on there about that. I'm coming back to it. The 666 though, this is the structure, our carbon matter, right? This is the structure of our physical dimension. So that's what it is. And it is, if you look at numerology and Hebrew language, 666 in numerology breaks down to 18, and which is translated to life. Okay, and when you get DNA, carbon matter, you get life. Okay, so that's what it's referring to. This is what they don't want you to know, and that to keep you in darkness, of what this number truly means. And all it's referring to is DNA, which you'll find DNA in every. That is what our universe is constructed of. Everything is a spiral. Look into this, friends. You can do your own research. If this is resonating with you, please leave a comment. Next, in talking about after 666, referring to DNA, let's talk about that, because I'm pretty sure I piqued your interest when I said something about your 24th pair of chromosomes. Yes, you do have that. This is what scientists called junk DNA. It's because they didn't understand what it was within the human body, but this is dormant DNA, and this is your 24th pair of chromosomes, which is You can activate through your chakras, and this activation of this technology connects you to your interdimensional self, your multidimensional self. Okay, this is the activation that is happening right now. And I mentioned solar flares, and these solar flares are actually affecting us, humans and Earth. Um, um, our consciousness. This is sending upgrades. This is activating this. This is affecting these flares and highly charged particles coming in and bombarding Earth right now is activating this technology within you. And as you explore and challenge your beliefs and come to know yourself as an empowered eternal being, then you are then beginning to access other parts of yourself. Your junk DNA is then your is the dormant DNA is then being activated within you. And this is what's happening right now. If you're feeling now is like any confusion, there's more, but there's just how do you get past it? What is it that you have to do to experience, to move out of things that you're experiencing that causes you depression, that causes you anxiety? How do you move away from that? Is it possible to manifest? Yes, you are an eternal being. We are creators, that we create our experience in this physical dimension, this of matter. We have the ability to create. This is what source energy has gifted to us. We are source energy within these bodies, each and every one of us. We are that same energy. So how can we judge one another for what we chose to experience here on Earth? Um, these solar flares are activating this DNA within yourself, friends. So if you are finding um, things are different now, if you're confused about what the heck is happening, if you're confused about what's happening on our outer experience, I hope this video has helped you to understand that we are creating it. We are powerful creator beings. We forgot that, and that's why we are stuck in this density. And we are here to learn how to transcend that and to create an experience that's harmonic, harmonious with our new state of being when we release the things that no longer serve us. So I hope that clears up that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Now, let's talk about a few other things that I mentioned at the beginning, these entities. And I'm going to talk about, politics, religions, governments, big corporations, big pharma, mainstream media, the educational system, the medical system, the banking system. These are all, friends, corrupt um, entities that keep us in darkness and divided against one another, friends. And so I this is what I think. Um, these two entities, politics and religion, all of it, really. This is a blindfold, friends. Yeah, see, I can't see anything. Oh my goodness, I can't see you anymore. Oh my goodness, there's something darkness covering me. I feel so divided. You know, blinders. And it's as easy as this, friends, to look past and see what it's truly meant for. It's meant for us to see what no longer serves us, shed a light on these things and see the dual nature of it and what it promotes. Does it promote health and healing, and acceptance and unity, or does it promote division to keep us distracted from the truth of who we are, because we continue to fight one another when we support these systems? We continue to vote in and try the same things over and over again, expecting different results. This system is broken, friends, which brings us next to something that I've experienced a great deal of in my life. Another blindfold, friends. This is to keep you divided. If you feel in any way that my God is better than your God, and if you don't believe the same thing I do, then my God is going to kill you. But, and is going to save everybody in my faith, because we love one another, but we hate what is bad, and if you're not part of us, you are bad, so we hate you. Our God is unconditional love. Say that out loud to yourselves. I serve a God of unconditional love. If you don't believe the same thing I do, my God is going to kill you. Now, who's telling you these things? That sounds like something a man would say. I don't know, an egotistical, male, chauvinistic point of view, perhaps, of power and division. So just think about that, friends. In my heart, that didn't resonate anymore. It didn't quite make sense when you really explore the true meaning of what unconditional love is. And I'm going to come to that towards the end of this. But all of these corrupt systems that are no longer serving us, that government. I'm pretty sure, and I've never voted once before in my life. I don't. I was first off in religion. I was never allowed to, so I was never allowed to be a part of it. I never understood it. And then coming out of religion and waking up to certain things, I see that the government is and society is the same cult as religion. It's the same thing, So if you're coming out of a religion that you could never vote and then you go vote, you're jumping from the frying pan into the fire, friends. In my opinion, these things, there's a big money in keeping us sick as well. Talk about big pharma, the medical industry. Why is it that they can't find cures for anything? Because everything starts in the mind, friends. They know this. You have the ability to cure yourself. There's been entities and individuals that have incarnated in the earth to show us these things of what was possible, that yes, we can heal. Yes, we can heal ourselves. We can help heal other people when we heal ourselves. These things are possible, and this is what they don't want you to know. We come with something called an immune system. Can you imagine that? What are the implications of that? Think about this, friends. I have an immune system. Why doesn't it work? You have to support it. You have to consciously support that immune system, that technology within the human body that will heal you, that will keep you from sickness. That is a choice that you have to make, friends. Do you put things into your body that your body's going to say, what the hell are you trying to feed me? This is food like this is food like substance. How am I supposed to process this? It's going to come out in dis-ease, friends, in manifesting itself uh, through pain, inflammation, whatever, however it comes through cancer. It'll manifest in your experience based on your beliefs and your fears. If so that's what that is, and they know this. You have an immune system, friends. If you support it, guess what? You will be immune. Okay, think about that. This is what they don't want you to know. This is all possible in exploring your chakra systems, your seven seals of revelation. When finding out these things about yourself, revelation, and then the apocalypse hits. What does that word mean? It means to unveil. To unveil the truth of who you are when you step out of judgment, when you step away from duality, when you step away from separation, realizing that we are not separate from one another. We are not separate from spirit. You never left spirit. You are reflected down here. You are still spirit, a denser form of it. Okay? So when you recognize that, you will begin to lighten up. You will be able to activate the technology, the Merkaba, mind, body, soul, when these things are in harmony together. You will experience a great deal of changes within yourselves and realize that you are the creator of your experience. And where will that take you? So how do you recognize it? How do you talk to spirit? How do you communicate directly with your higher mind? Now, as you start to do your inner work and recognize, take a look at the triggers, recognize the emotional attachments that you have, and cut those cords, release it, friends, because there's greater things that's possible for you when you do. When you start to act upon your passions, um, and it's the excitement that shows up as you raise your vibration when you're releasing those things. um, Doors of opportunity will pop up for you because you're now releasing those things, which allows you to resonate at a higher frequency than your higher mind is able to actually embody the vessel in the heart space. And then you can manifest what it is that you truly want when you step into, you see something that excites me. Then if something pops up that says, I want to learn more about this, I want to try this out, this really excites me, it is the action upon it. That is your higher mind sending you, waving your spirit guides, say, hey, look here I am, here I am. And if it is your choice to act upon that. Now, if you don't, based out of fear, and if you don't act on that excitement, it's like, well, let's think about all the worst case scenarios that could happen based on my past experiences. So I'm not going to act on that excitement because I'm scared of what that could mean for me. If you're saying these things to yourself, then your higher mind is not going to continue to send things that you're not going to act on. They're going to say, well, he didn't open that door, so why would I send more doors of opportunity if they're not going to act on what we already sent? So when you walk through that door, push past your fear, recognize on the other side of that door of fear is courage, friends. And when you walk through that, you step into your uh, limitless possibilities of what's true for you, what you can create. Okay, so um, that action upon the excitement is crucial, but what is critical in manifesting it into the physical dimension, for you to jump into your higher timeline, is releasing and letting go of the expectations of the outcome. You don't have to know how you're going to get to your highest timeline. You just know that you will, and it will be epic. Allowing that trust. It takes a lot of courage, friends, to trust that when you give the blueprint to your higher mind, it's like, oh, that's exciting. And then let go of expectations. Your higher mind will actually, you allow yourself to receive that communication and be guided, and allow that wave of excitement when you're acting upon it to take you. You take it as far as you can. It might not be the thing that you're going to do, but it's exciting, so do it. It will take you to that next door of opportunity because you acted on it without expectations. Your higher mind is saying, okay, they're ready to receive more. They're recognizing that it's us saying, waving our hand in the physical dimension through excitement. That's your direct communication. When you act on it without expectations, that is your echo back to your higher mind saying, I'm paying attention to you now. I trust that you are guiding me in the right direction. And let go of having to control the outcome or even think of every little detail and scenario. Planning is important, but only a blueprint is needed to give to your higher mind. Then in trust that you will receive what you asked for, what you ordered, will come to you when you just act on your excitement. That's all you got to do, is do what you love, explore your passions, friends. And that is your that will take you to your highest timeline. You will manifest things in your life that is more beneficial to you when you let go and release your beliefs around what this physical dimension is, what materialism is. Do you anchor yourself and feel the need to have material things consistently, never being happy actually in the moment with what you have? You always need more, which might put you in more situations financially because you need to live a certain lifestyle. Think about these things and what's truly important, and are they really real? Or is it to keep you in a state of having, an addiction to um, instant gratification? Okay. So, religion, politics, friends, the government is supposed to serve us. And I look outside of it and I kind of see a different story unfolding, is that it's more there to enslave us. And that's what's happening right now, friends. And this is a choice of us whether we are going to let that happen or not. Personally, I'm claiming my crown of sovereignty and understanding that I am greater than these entities trying to keep me enslaved into a physical dimension that's not real. They want to keep our souls here. This is the agenda. This is, this transhumanism agenda that's being played out right now. So check into that. You might be interested in what that means for you. So if you feel any entity or feel any feelings of within yourself of division, really, really, really look at that. Let go of judging others and step into the heart with me as we change the world together, friends. We are eternal beings having a human experience, right? So I want to share, actually, before, okay, so one last thing I want to talk about is unconditional love. What does that mean? Unconditional. Are you supported by spirit unconditionally, whether you perceive to be experiencing in your outer experience something bad or good? Do you see the good in all of it? Okay, so your outer experience is a mirror of your consciousness, so you will experience your inner state of being expressed to you. So what does that mean? Okay, so based on your beliefs, based on your inner state of being that's reflected back to you, um, spirit, so it's a mirror when you open your eyes. So you can't run up to the mirror and force it to smile. You must first smile from within to see that reflection smiling back at you, right? So, um, spirit, then, based on your beliefs, if you believe that you're unworthy, if you believe that you have to suffer, if you believe that you have to be divided against another reflection of yourself, other people, um, then spirit has no choice but to reflect that back to you, because that's your free will. That's your choice to believe those things about yourself, that you're not worthy. So if spirit says, okay, I would prefer not to, but if that's what you believe, I love you and support you unconditionally to believe those things that you have free will and free choice to believe. So I guess, so I have no choice but to reflect that back to you. So when you judge things, those things will be continuously reflected back to you, friends. So if you see patterns like that, why am I in this situation again? I thought I got rid of these people in my life, and here I am. I moved away for a fresh start, and here I am again in situations that's similar to what I moved away from. It's you, friends. It's your frequency that's being reflected back to you. So if you find patterns in your life, it's like, man, I'm with this, in this relationship again. It started off really great, but it's almost the same as what I've experienced. You know, oh, check that out. Okay, this is within yourself, so it's being reflected back to you. That's what unconditional love is. Spirit supports you unconditionally in your beliefs and will have no choice but to bring you those experiences in which you believe are true for you. So I hope this clears things up in helping you with your manifestation powers that you truly have within yourself. Now, one last thing, I hope that all resonates. I pulled a card, as I mentioned at the first of this, asking spirit for some direction to offer you, as I do pull tarot card reading. I do tarot card readings. So what I pulled for the collective consciousness, I keep getting this card. This is the Chariot, friends, number 7 of the major arcana. This is appropriate for where we are right now. As you can see, this warrior, this is the Fool. If you know the tarot card deck, the Fool is the soul dropping into the physical dimension, having a human experience, free and looking for experience. This is the experienced Fool. Is now the light warrior that's in the Chariot. Now you can see his armor. He's clad, and this is the activation of his light body, his armor. ready to move forward in accepting the higher aspects of himself. Now he has a grip on duality. You can see down here, this is, he has transcended, he or she has transcended duality and is now ready to co create with the creator in this physical experience. And yes, friends, that is you. And seven, of course, I thought that was really synchronistic of what I talked about earlier, the seven seals of Revelation. When you activate these things, you become this light warrior in a physical dimension. You are bringing heaven to earth. As you raise your vibration, you allow your higher mind that's resonating on a higher frequency to embody the physical dimension within your vessel. So you're bringing heaven to earth. Therefore, when you look at your beliefs and recognize that we are, each and every one of us collectively and individually, creating this physical dimension. So what we see in our outer experience, if we don't like what we see, we better start to look within ourselves so that we can start to be the change, so that we may then see the change, because you have to be the change. You have to smile from within for it to be reflected back to you in the mirror of consciousness, friends. So this is a very powerful card. This is us. This is humanity. This is you and me. We are that powerful warrior that brings balance to the earth. And you do that through your personal body. Balance of these two energies. Because if you think of a battery, does it run on, it runs positive and negative. If you think of, that creates that power source, that torus field of power. Same with the earth. We are all, if you look at the magnetic field of the earth, how it comes to the north and south node and it wraps around and it becomes a torus field, that is you as well. We are all energetic torus fields being reflected into this holographic experience of the physical dimension. So that is it for me, folks. If this resonated with you in any way, please share your in the comments your thoughts. If this doesn't resonate with you, if you think I'm out to lunch, that's okay too. All I ask is that you be kind, leave your comments, let me know, friends, where you're from, and if this hit home for you, because these are things that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. You are the technology, you are the power, friends, you are magnificent, and I want to help you to remember that. As we start to all wake up to different higher aspects of ourself, I hope that this videos like this accelerate that for you, to encourage you to, that you can create your an experience in your outer experience that is your wildest dreams and more. And it takes a great deal of courage to trust that you're being guided. Allow yourself, step out of the way. The more you resist that, the more you know, the lower vibrational frequencies will persist in your outer experience. You are the one that steps in your own way. You are the hurdle that you face. It is you that is your own worst enemy. There's no such thing as evil, friends. It resides in us and is outwardly expressed. So when you recognize that each and every one of us has darkness within ourselves, you're able then to see it and then within yourself, and then alchemize it and see the beauty that is there for us to, so that we can shine a light of what no longer serves us, but it's there for us to see, so that we can change it. We can see and recognize the power within ourselves to change that. So that's it for me. Everybody have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And if you are interested in tarot card reading from me, you can check me out at www.agapeholisticyogawellness.ca and book an appointment with me if you want to and are interested in making a connection to your higher self and spirit guides for guidance in your next steps to manifesting your dreams come true. So I am so pleased and honored to be a part of anybody's spiritual awakening, to find these things within themselves. And the tarot is a great tool to connect yourself with directly with your spirit guides, to give you that guidance that'll hit home in the heart. It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't quite, I see things from a different perspective. I'm going to try something different to create a different result, friends. And it's all how we react to what we perceive in our outer experience. Are you reacting negatively to what you perceive in your in our collective outer experience? Or are you seeing it without judgment and the beauty and the divine timing in all of it? Because, friends, we're about to step into a new reality, and I'm excited about it, and I hope that you get excited about it, because yes, we can transcend this evil, we can transcend this darkness. We have that power. So have a lovely weekend. I'm out. I'm going to go make some art and continue working on my 7 seals of revelation that I'm sending to West Palm Beach, Florida. That's exciting for me, friends. And stay tuned for some other big announcements we have coming up in this early year of 2025. Namaste, friends. You are the power. You are your savior. You are magnificent. You are beautiful. Have a great day.